Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Hearken unto the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For unto thee will I pray. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning, O Lord. In the morning will I direct my prayer unto thee, and will look up. Psalm 5, 1-3. In these opening verses of Psalm 5, David presents a model of earnest prayer that reveals both the heart and habits of a man after God's own heart. The psalm begins as a morning prayer, establishing a pattern believers would do well to emulate today. David approaches God with three distinct requests in verse 1-2. Give ear, consider, and hearken. This threefold petition shows the psalmist's urgency and earnestness in prayer. He doesn't toss casual words heavenward, but pleads for God's attentive presence. The progression moves from asking God to listen to his words, to considering his meditation, inner thoughts, to hearkening to his cry. This reveals prayer as communication, involving not just spoken words, but also unspoken thoughts and emotional expressions. The terms, my King and my God, establish David's understanding of his relationship with the Lord. Despite being king of Israel, David acknowledges a higher sovereign. He approaches God both as the supreme ruler, deserving allegiance, and as the personal deity to whom he belongs. This dual recognition balances reverence with intimacy, a tension many believers struggle to maintain in prayer today. The phrase, "For unto thee will I pray," reveals David's deliberate choice of God as his audience. In a world of competing voices and alternative sources of help, David directs his petitions only to the Lord. This exclusivity mirrors the first commandment. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Exodus 23. Verse 3 establishes David's prayer routine. My voice shalt thou hear in the morning. The repetition of in the morning emphasizes the priority David places on beginning his day with God. Before addressing the challenges, threats, and responsibilities awaiting him, David first addresses the Lord. This practice aligns with Jesus' example, who, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place, and there prayed. Mark 1:35. The phrase, I will direct my prayer unto thee, employs language suggesting arrangement or organization. The Hebrew word carries connotations of ordering or setting in place, as one might arrange wood for a sacrifice. This shows that David approaches prayer not as a haphazard activity, but as an ordered practice. His prayers are prepared and presented. The concluding phrase, and will look up, reveals David's expectant attitude. After directing his prayer to God, he watches for the answer. This posture of anticipation shows faith that God not only hears, but responds to prayer. As James would later write, let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. James 1:6. For believers today, these verses offer several practical applications. First, they challenge Christians to establish morning prayer as a priority. In an age of immediate digital connectivity upon waking, many check social media before seeking God's face. David's example calls believers to reorder these priorities, giving God the first fruits of each day. Second, these verses invite believers to approach prayer with both reverence and intimacy. Contemporary prayer sometimes veers towards informality, neglecting God's majesty and missing his fatherly love. David's balanced approach of my King and my God provides a corrective model. Third, David's example encourages expectant prayer. Many Christians say their prayers without looking up in anticipation of God's response. Such mechanical prayer lacks the vibrant faith shown in this psalm. True prayer watches for God's answer, whether it comes through scripture, circumstances, or the inner witness of the Spirit.